Hey guys, just doing a quick review, overview, testing, whatever you want to call it, of the new Garmin Xero X1. Hasn't been out for too long. I got mine from Nechako Outdoors in British Columbia. Mark, I've worked with him there quite a bit. I worked with him to get this teacup built out as well. Hit them up. They're awesome to deal with if you're here in Canada. I don't know if they ship much to the States or at all, but definitely check them out. They're well worth the visit. This is the new Garmin Xero X1. So chronograph for anything you want, really. I don't know how well it's going to focus, but I'll get in front of the camera for you there. And I have this on a Area 419 mount that's purpose built for this Chrony. So also comes with a nice little tripod if you want to just set it on the table next to your gun in behind. I think it's got to go like 9 inches back and 15 inches over, or in around there, something like that. But it's really not that fussy. I've used it in a couple different scenarios, and it picks up things pretty readily. So in this particular case, I'm going to do some testing with it today. I have the phone app. You can export to CSV file and get all your stats from it. But I've got an Arca rail on my Tika here. So I'll use the Area 419 mount to mount it to the rifle. We're going to test with that. See how it picks things up. I've done this with it already. It does work well, but I'll just get it on camera for you. And I've got a few other things. I brought a 22 with me today we can test with. 9mm carbine, 9mm handgun, major power factor, minor power factor, and I actually brought a BB gun with me today. We're going to see how low it'll go. I think it's supposed to go from 100 FPS up to 5,000. Everything I have today should be above that, but we'll give it a test anyway. Anyway, I'll get this thing mounted up and we'll take a few shots. So I do like this mount. It's nice and sturdy. Get in front of the camera for you there. You could get a quick detach knob or lever, but I went with the knob anyway, just for the sake of saving a few bucks, I guess. But yeah, super sturdy. And so as you can see, it's powered up. And it's got a software update. Look at that. Testing a new mic today as well, guys. So we'll see how that goes. Using the DJI wireless mic. It's pretty windy out here. Hopefully it's dumbing down the wind for me. You're getting an update real time here. I'm out at the range where cell reception sucks. But it's still pulling it off of my phone. If it's too slow, I'll just speed it up for the sake of the video, but all right, there we go. So it just did a firmware update. That wasn't planned, but so now I'll just show you how we set this up. We're going to start a new session. So we hit OK. We're going to use a rifle. It is going to be definitely above 1,700 feet per second. And we're going to enter the weight. It's 147 grain, 6.5 PRC. And there you go. So start 5 to 15 inches out from the barrel and 5 to 15 inches back of the muzzle is what they recommend. And there it is. It's ready to go. So I'm going to actually bring over the camera so you can get a good look at the Chrony itself while I'm shooting. Hopefully you'll be able to read that. All right. So I've got 5 rounds of 147 grain ELDMs loaded up here. Just going to see what I can get for a group out of it, and I hope this sun doesn't screw with you guys too much on the camera, because the sun's right in my face, so I don't know how well you're going to see the readout, but I'll let you know what it says regardless. All right. That's 27.24. $27.63. $27.85. These are my hand loads. I'm running 53 grains of Stable HD. $27.54. $27.86. So it's got no problem with the 6.5 PRC. I'm going to get something a little slower, and we're going to put it on the bench next to the gun, and we'll give that a go. All right, guys, so I'm going to start a new session. Throw in some new specs into the Chrony. This is the Ruger PC9. I've got the tandem cross chassis on it, which I'm going to do a review on here today, most likely. But these are hand loads. I'm running 124 grain hollow points with 4.3 grains of tight group. So we'll see what this does out of an 18-inch barrel. I'm just going to put 5 rounds downrange and see what it looks like. So I'm going to set it up again. I know you probably can't see it, but I will show you on tabletop how this works. So new session. I'm going to call it a pistol caliber carbine, obviously, but and it should definitely be below 1,700 feet per second. So 600 to 1,700 and 124 grain, perfect. All right, so there it is. So I've got it set on the bench here. I've just got to keep the muzzle just a little past it, and we'll give it a go. Okay, 1182. $13.21. That's quite the spread. 13.11. 13.08. 13.10. So we had one that seemed to have been a little light there, but it picked them all up, and let's move on to the next thing. All right, now I'm going to reset this again. Just hit back, end session. Another new session, another pistol. It's actually the same ammo, so 124 grain, 4.3 tight group, but this time I'm running it out of an M&P. So we'll see what the difference is. 18-inch barrel versus what, 4.5, whatever the M&P is. So 4.25. All right. $10.91. $11.23. $11.27. $10.98. $11.20. All right. So I'm going to reset that again. Hit OK. End session. Do another new session, another pistol. Same weight bullet. But this is an FN 509 Tactical running major power factor. So this is 6.3 grains of auto comp. So see how it picks this up. $13.18. $13.55. $13.47. $13.45. $13.36. All right, let's move on to something else. All right, guys, so now I'm going to do a little lighter. We're going to go 22 LR. I've got a Chris Vector here in 22. So I'm going to start off another new session. And we're going to skip the weight because I don't remember what it was. These are Federal Auto Match rounds. And we'll see how it picks this up. Okay, 11.20. 10.50. 10.61. 10.97. And 10.44. One more to try. All right. All right. Let's start another one. End session. New session. We're going to go down to air rifle. We're not going to bother entering the weight. Don't care. All right, so this is my son's Crossman AK full auto CO2 powered air rifle. So let's see how it makes out. I'm going to put it in semi. See if it picks it up. $297. $369. $354. $359. $356. And this will probably screw it up, but 351. So it's got no problem picking up everything from a BB gun up to 6.5 PRC. It's supposed to do up to 5,000 feet per second, so it'll handle more than the PRC for sure. So far, it's not missed picking up a round, as long as you're not on full auto. All right, guys. So we put like 5 rounds through a few different things today. So far, so good. I've had no trouble with it. It doesn't mind being attached to the Tika at all, the 6.5. So I don't think it's a heavy gun. Doesn't recoil a whole heck of a lot. So, but yeah, so far I've had this out using it 3 times now. Probably 90% battery left. This is USB rechargeable. You can invert the color settings, whether you want it black background with white lettering or white background with black lettering, whichever. I like the negative view on it, so I'll leave it that way. But so far, so good. I've not had any trouble. It's working really well. Definitely useful for working up loads. I do IPSC shooting. Like I said, I'm running major power factor on my handgun, and I've got my son is right now the youngest competitor in Canada, and he's just moving into 9mm, so I'm working him up loads that are kind of on the lower end and not quite as snappy. So it's handy to have this and be able to make sure we're hitting power factor. And I shoot crossbows. I've got a recurve that I don't mind knowing how fast it's going. So it's handy for a lot of things. I definitely find it was worth the investment. It's way quicker and easier to set up than the old style chronographs with the sunshades over the top and everything else, and worrying about shooting them, having them in front of your muzzle. So was it worth the price? I mean, they're not cheap, but definitely the convenience. I'm happy I bought it. I'm really happy with this Area 419 mount as well, and I would buy again.